In the grand scheme of things, you do not get very long on this planet, and I don't want any of you to spend another day not working towards or living a life you actually want to live. So this video is designed to undo the programming that's been put into you that you can't have everything you want, and get you thinking in a different mindset about how you actually design your life for success and how you design your life to get maximum enjoyment for minimal input. You are the artist of your life. You've got to remember this. A lot of people think that they are going to stumble into their dream life. This is not something that happens naturally. Life is all about the setup. The people that live the best lives that you've seen is all done behind the scenes. You have to take an active responsibility. You have to understand how things come together. You don't just stumble into a club one day and have 20 girls flock over to you like Dan Bilzerian. This stuff is cultivated. It's made through systems, and quite a few of these systems I've figured out myself, and I'm going to share them with you in this video. But I want you to get into your head that you can go and take what you want. You don't have to live a certain type of lifestyle. A lot of us are in the mindset of, we need to struggle, we need to do this, we need to do that. I have to do economy, I have to do all these things. And a lot of people would say money is the restriction. Once you expand your mind to the opportunities that are available to you, you'll figure out a way to solve the money problems. But a lot of the stuff you can just start doing right now. It's just entwined in your brain that you need to live a certain boring lifestyle when you absolutely don't. Lifestyle design is about increasing your standards, not settling for less, and maximizing your life enjoyment and your fulfillment. I'll give you a couple of examples of lifestyle design from my own life. When I take a girl out to a restaurant, I have certain restaurants that I've been to. I'm currently in Bangkok, and in Bangkok, the certain restaurants I've been to, the first time I go there, I'll go with a friend. I'll make sure I tip big on the bill. I'll speak to the manager there. I'll order a nice bottle of champagne. Well, I would before. I'm now currently not drinking. When you walk into a restaurant that you've been in before, they know you, they know where you like to sit, they know that you tip well. When you walk into that restaurant with a new girl that you're dating, they come and say, hello, Mr. Hopkins, how are you? They sit you to your normal seat. You have a conversation with them. This is lifestyle design, because then you feel like the man on this date. Most guys are just wandering into random places, letting the girl choose where to sit. They're a little bit nervous about going in there. Lifestyle design is about feeling amazing in your environment. It's about designing your environment, being the alpha in that environment, feeling amazing in everything that you wear, choosing your location around the world. The reason that I don't live in the UK is because it wasn't the right lifestyle design for me, and you have the ability to choose exactly where you want to live. First things first, play the game where you have an advantage. Choosing a worldwide location that is an advantage to your success. You wouldn't go and look for oil in the English countryside. You wouldn't go digging up the English countryside looking for oil. You go to places where there are oil. For most of you, you want a certain career, but you're trying to start that career or that life in a place that is not the right location to start that life. You can live anywhere you want around the world if you try hard enough and you figure things out. So what I want you to do is decide where you can play the game to your advantage. A lot of guys actually comment on videos of mine. They're like, try getting a 10 in a Western country. Try picking up a girl in a Western country. You'd never get anywhere near as much girls. Of course I wouldn't. And why would I want to be in a Western country with Western girls, where feminism has destroyed the mindset of the majority of women? There are still some beautiful and lovely women in Western countries, but they're few and far between. You decide where you live your life. And it's the reason why I came to Thailand. It's the reason I spend time in Dubai. I'm designing my lifestyle. I don't want to live where the game is hardest for me. Why the fuck would I want to go out dating in the Western world? Why would I want to do that when there's beautiful Asian chicks here? Most people think they're stuck in one location. They think, yeah, try and do that where I live. That's not the way that this game is. Most men are programmed to forget this. We live in a global world now. You can go anywhere you want. Go to the place where it's easiest to get what you want. You hate paying taxes in your business. Why do you live in a country that is not tax efficient? Why don't you move your stuff to Dubai? Oh, because it's hard. Or then you don't really want the lifestyle. For example, I know a few videographers, good friends of mine, and they're trying to set up their videography company in a rural town in the UK. If you want something, a certain career, go to the place where that career is thriving. That's why actors and actresses always made the voyage to Hollywood to try and get big in movies, because that's where movies were being made. And I think sometimes people forget this for some reason. They spend so much time on the internet and they're so unpresent in their lives and they're just so fed by entertainment. They forget that they've got control. So if you want a certain career, go to the place where that career is taking off. Design your living space, the place that you spend the majority of your time. Most guys are completely passive in the way that their house or their condo or any place they live looks, even if it's your bedroom at home. If you want to feel like a G, if you want to wake up in that mindset, if you want to feel good in your life, you have to design that space. So figure out where you want to live, figure out what kind of sofa you want in there, figure out the design, artwork, things that you want, the speaker system you want, the lighting in there. Start taking some input into the way you design your lifestyle. So when you wake up in the morning, you're in your fucking custom sheets, you put your custom robe on, you feel like a G, you make more money. The place that you stay, that's your temple. So one of the first places to start in lifestyle design is, okay, how do I actually want this place to look? Find some ideas on Pinterest, figure out the design of what you want, what color do you want this apartment to be? Get that stuff done. Wake up every day feeling like a G. Wake up with the lifestyle that you want. Most people have all these ideas for trips they want to take with their boys or adventures they want to go on, myself included. I'm kind of bad at doing this. It's one that I'm working on personally. You need to plan that stuff now. You need to get it put in the calendar now. Don't wait for the day that you can do it in the future when everything's taken care of, because none of this stuff is coming to you. You have to go out and get it. You have to strive for it now. You have to figure out the cost. What's it going to cost to do that trip with the boys, to go skiing in the Alps? Figure out the cost. What do I need to save? Yep, we're going to book it for this date. Then we're going to go there. Otherwise, these trips never happen. You could have 4 adventures a year with your boys. Fucking life-changing memories, life-changing events in your life. 4 times a year, just by planning this stuff out, taking the money out from where you normally spend it on stuff that you're not that bothered about, and put it into these fucking killer adventures with the boys or with your girl around the world each year. But you need to take a conscious effort to design this lifestyle. Figure out what you actually want to do. What are your dreams? And start doing the bucket list now, because it never comes in the future. There's always going to be hassle, and you have to start planning it immediately, because the future is not guaranteed. It's never guaranteed that that day is going to come when you finally have the money to do this. You have to think about getting it now. What is your final form? Get it in your head. If you could be the best possible version of you, what's your final form? What do you wear? What kind of physique do you have? Can you fight? How do you feel? Do you want to feel powerful? Do you want to know that you could handle a hostage situation, that you could fight, that you could clear a room, that you can run a gun, that you can drive a fucking supercar if you had to get in one? Design the person you want to be, that James Bond character, and start working towards it now. It doesn't matter if you don't have a huge amount of money. Start just taking little bits of life and figuring out, oh, okay, I'm going to go down to the shooting range this week because I want to be a guy that can fire a gun. Oh, I'm going to buy this shirt. I'm going to start dressing this way because he's more like my character. Figure out what kind of shape you want to get in, then get in the gym, start training boxing, do that immediately if you can't fight already. These are the things that you have to take an active approach to in your life. Design the character, design how you want to look and feel. If you want to feel powerful in every situation in your life, there's certain skills that you need to have to feel like that person. There's a certain way you need to look. You need to have a certain way of dressing. You can figure all that out now. Once you figure that out, it's so much easier to start getting there, and it provides you the motivation to push that little bit harder in business, to save that little bit of money, to invest in something you actually want. Figure out what is the watch that you really want. Just one, and one car to start with. One watch that would just make you feel like a G. The number one watch that you want, that you absolutely love the design. Doesn't matter the price, but the one that you actually want. Don't not choose it because it's expensive. Find out what you actually want. The one watch and the one car. Do you know how much more fulfillment and more of a G you'll feel like if you put on your favorite watch every day and drive your favorite fucking car? Figure out what they are. Anything on this earth you can have. Figure out what they are, figure out the price, reverse engineer it. What do you need to do to get there? I want to get a fucking Richard Mille and a Lamborghini. What do I need to earn to do that? I need to earn this much. What vehicles can I use to earn that much money? How do I get into that business? Who do I need to speak to? Where do I start now? Where do I move? If you know the end goal, if you know that you're never going to settle unless you get this watch and car, you are going to fucking get there and do it. That's how you need to design your life. Stop settling for a mediocre BMW and a fucking entry-level Rolex if you want something more from your life. If you don't, fair enough. Go for the stuff that you actually want. But however big your dreams are is how big you'll work. It's how big you'll expand your mind to adapt into that environment. The world is so accessible now. You can access literally any person, nearly all celebrities or self-development guys, people you watch on YouTube, big guys in the business space. There's ways to get around them. There's masterminds. Design the circle that you feel would actually make you thrive. If you were hanging around these certain types of people and they were your actual friends, how much better would your life be? And figure out the top of the top. Who do you want to hang out with? Then have a look. How would you get in touch with that person? What kind of mastermind would you have to go to? How much would that cost? Start designing your life in that way. You could hang out with literally anyone you want to hang out with if you figure out the way to expand your life into that vision. But most people, they never think about this. They're totally passive in the way that their life goes. You can design all of this. You can design your entire friendship circle. Figure out who you're going to thrive around. Find a way to get around them. Save the money. Press the button. Another massive motivator is looking out for your people. This was one of mine when I first moved to Thailand and I wrote out my dream life, my dream vision. Majority of my dream vision was just being able to hang out with my boys, pay for dinner, fly my parents out places, hang out with my family and friends and look after them. Looking out for your people is one of the best things you can possibly do, and it's an amazing motivator outside of yourself. So figure out, who do you want to be? Do you sit down at the dinner table right now and you're worried when the bill comes round and you're figuring out how to split it and you want to only pay for the bit that you ate? Change your mindset. Figure out how you can be the person that sits down and you're the G. Everyone knows when you go out, you're getting the bill. You're taking people on vacations. You're flying your boys around the world with you. You're gifting amazing gifts. You're retiring your parents. This is one of the craziest parts of lifestyle design that will give you extreme motivation in your life, is figuring out how you're going to look out for your people and the kind of man you want to be in that regard. You need to design how you want people to talk about you when you're not in the room. Who do you want to be known as? It will open doors for you, and you're in complete control of this. With the online content that you put out, with the person that you are when you're around people, when you walk into your condominium and you tip the doorman and people start saying, yeah, Jack's so generous. Jack's one of the coolest guys to be around. He always gets the bill. He fucking turns up every single day. He looks out for his friends. He protected me in this situation. Start living that life now. If you want to be perceived as a generous person with amazing reputation, stop trying to save every penny. Build that reputation in your city. And it comes back to lifestyle design in the place that you are. Investing in your city is huge. When you tip bigger than everyone else in the main places that you go to, you increase the fulfillment in your lifestyle. You improve the way that people treat you, and you begin to get a reputation for being the G. And most of us want to feel powerful. We want to feel like the G. We want to be loved in the city that we're in. That comes from building your reputation, taking an active interest in the way people see you. Huge one no one ever talks about: designing your life in regards to women. I hate going into clubs where it's loud and trying to pick up a chick. I always hated it at university. I've hated it when I've gone out with my friends. I've never liked the dynamic, and most guys will go through that for their whole life. Maybe you don't go to the club, but you're always on the back foot in these situations. Lifestyle design is about making life easier for you, about getting more fulfillment for less output. So how do you actually do this? Well, one example, if you got some money and you're not mixing with any girls right now, hire some fucking hot assistants. Hire some girls that you like hanging out with, that you don't bang, that work for you, and then you become friends with them. You become the G that they hang out with. You're the best boss ever. You get introduced to their friends, and suddenly you can turn up to a club and you've got a table full of girls and one guy, because you work with these girls, they're coming out with you, they're bringing their friends, and suddenly you're living that G lifestyle. And all it took was you deciding, oh, I need to actually hire some hot girls and get in some new circles. Most guys are able to do this, but they don't ever think of the game in this way. They don't think it can be designed. This is exactly how Dan Bilzerian designed his life. In the book The Setup, one of my favorite books, he just talks about building his life so that girls came to him. Figure out what you actually want from your sex life, the kind of girl that you want to sleep with, the kind of sex that you want to have. If you're in the bedroom and your sex is super vanilla and you're not impressing girls, how do you become that stud? How do you become that guy? How do you fuck like a porn star? Start researching this stuff. Get some toys. Become the guy that's adventurous. You need to design all of this. It doesn't just, you'll never have a girl come into your life usually that blows all of this up for you, that makes it all amazing. You have to be the active part. You have to design this yourself and decide what you actually want. Same for a partner. What do you actually want her to look like? What do you want her to act like? Only accept what fits with your high standards and never drop them. So if you're with a girl right now, and you don't fucking look at her and think, oh my God, I just want to take your clothes off right now, and she's just an inactive part of your life, get rid of that girl and go for something that you actually want. It's another huge place you can completely design your life in sex and women and the women that you're around, and it will massively increase your life's fulfillment, the enjoyment that you have in day-to-day life. But it's another thing that most guys just never even think of. They just stumble into a relationship, end up getting married, having a couple kids. They never designed what they actually wanted. Now, I understand that was probably quite a lot to take in, but we have a method for this, my own method. Sometimes guys, they struggle with like what they actually want. I'd like to listen to the song Live Off My Closet by Lil Baby. It's always been one of my favorites, just a G song. Stick that on as loud as you can in your headphones, on your speaker, close your eyes and imagine the life. Imagine the perfect lifestyle design, the greatest, the best. You can have it all. You can have anything you want in this life. Play it on repeat and write down what you actually want from your life and figure out the steps you can take tomorrow to start getting there, and then turn up every fucking day until you have that life that you want to live. There's no more time to wait, boys. Go out there and fucking get it. It's been a pleasure, and I'll see you on the next one.